So that comparison doesn't cut it. That's number one. Gold Board has not made a loss, and it doesn't.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
In fact, it is a public corporation. It has not made a loss. Number two, no, you must understand that there is, even though Gold Board and Cocoa Board has similarities in terms of mandates, our trade models are different because we are dealing with two different commodities. Cocoa Board provides incentives and support to cocoa farmers in the form of cocoa rows, cocoa fertilizer, chemicals, rehabilitation. And so by virtue of that, are justified to give cocoa farmers prices that sometimes are 30-40% discounted. Gold Board provides no good rules or no such incentives to miners, and therefore cannot have a justification to buy gold at a discount or to trade gold the same way cocoa is traded. Understand that. Number two, whereas cocoa is very difficult to smuggle because it is bulky. To smuggle cocoa for it to make financial sense means you're carrying bags and bags of cocoa, putting it in a truck to smuggle. Gold is a small asset, but high value asset. You can put 1 kg of gold in your pocket and cross the border, and nobody will know that you're carrying something. So you don't manage cocoa the way you manage gold. And when you're drawing parallels in a debate like this, make sure you're comparing like with like, not oranges with apples. In any case, this is the main point. Nobody is saying don't assess the efficiency of the Gold Board model like you assess the efficiency of the Cocoa Board model. But in assessing the efficiency of a policy, any policy analyst worth his salt will do that assessment from the perspective of policy objects and policy goals. So Cocoa Board is making losses. Yes, you are right to assess that. Is Cocoa Board delivering on its mandate? Gold Board was established for the purpose of foreign exchange.
This is the quickest way to go from AI beginner to AI fluent in 2026. Watch this.
So when you are analyzing the efficiency of our model, you don't only look at cost, if indeed we were even incurring cost, but we are not. Currently, it is the DOG. This year, we may. Okay? But you look at it from the perspective of our cost versus the realization of our mandate or objects. That is not what you're doing. You're talking cost, 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 cost. In all your write-ups, you have never acknowledged the role and impact of Gold Board on this economy.
That's not correct.
Which the IMF even does. So that's number one. Number two,
I'm an AI. But
he makes the argument that G4O was not for profit, and yet we discussed losses under it and it has been scrapped. Yes, G4O was also a monetary policy intervention, not for profit per se. Our criticism of G4O was one, opacity. We didn't know who were the aggregators. We didn't know how good was being bought. We didn't know a lot of things. And the most important thing was that it was not delivering the outcomes it was supposed to deliver, at least relative to cost. So BOG did a cost-benefit analysis and said that, look, the exposures we are having under G4O, both on the gold side and on the oil side, is not worth the benefits we are getting in terms of fuel price reduction, which was or stability, which was the object of G4O.
On inflation.
So that is why they have scrapped it. So when you're doing the analysis, situate it in the right context. Then it says that we are interested in knowing the full chain of risk and issues and so you are interested in knowing. It means you don't know. And when you are interested in knowing something, you ask questions. You don't jump into hasty conclusions. That's number 3. Then number 4, he says the CEO of Gold Board will not admit losses, but will say that there is some cost anywhere. Hello, I said Gold Board has not made losses, and you have not been able to show that Gold Board has made losses. All you're talking about is cost under a BOG program. And you want to create an impression that cost under a BOG program on BOG books is Gold Board's cost. Where did you get that kind of analysis from? Where? So you are wrong. And we are not sharing blames. Because what the BOG has done is worthy of commendation, like all Ghanaians are commending them. It is only you, or you Kabiru and the likes, who want to create an impression as though somebody at BOG has done something wrong, for which reason blame should be shared. For you to say that, oh, if at all that there is, you're saying that the issue is about burden sharing, or what did you even say? Blame sharing between good board. It should be about blame sharing between good board and the good board. There is nothing like blame sharing.
All of it.
Again, he talks about no matter how you look at this, it is a trading loss and not just a mere administrative loss. Why? Because the IMF has said so. Okay, we are saying whether trading or administrative or whatever, we have explained to you that the bulk of this cost, which you are calling loss, over 97% of it comes about as a result of exchange rate translational differentials, because we buy gold at market exchange rate.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
That is it. And I've also explained to you why we buy gold as spot to fend off smugglers, because we want to prevent what happened in 2021. When a 3% discount led to a sharp decline in ASM gold output from 39.3 to 3.4 tons. And therefore, we incur transaction cost. You understand? So understand that. Then he says that from their investigations, they have heard that some self-financing aggregators are saying that BOG, Bower Rock is making their business difficult. They can't compete. But who told you that licensees of gold board are supposed to compete among themselves? Who told you that? If you don't have information, ask. Who told you that? A self-financing aggregator is not supposed to get money from anybody.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
There is an off-taker somewhere who wants to send dollars.
Some Bright Okuje to Uncle. I used to be a big man. Circumstances. And outside of that, is effectively a brother. It's my partner.
Senor, let's go on. We are working the time.
Kabiru is a proper family member, and we all understand that matter. This man is my neighbor. He's troublesome, but he's a nice guy.
Okay,
Look,
Senor, let's hear you.
I think that the advocacy we got from Bright, from the minority, is good for this country and our democracy. It's good for promoting proper accountability. Because it brought visibility to the issues. It brought, somebody will be sitting here today to even give an explanation of all the things that are happening. I wasn't even following. Somebody tagged me on somebody's thing about the IMF thing. I don't follow things these days. I have over 100 workers to try and take care of. So I manage my public advocacy. And I went into the matter.
Are you suggesting?
Yes.
Are you suggesting?
Yes.
That when people take an issue,
yes,
and they say a company was formed in 2025,
yes,
when the facts will show that the company was formed in 2015, it is good advocacy we should promote.
I'm not saying that misrepresentation should be promoted, but the act and art of trying to participate in that conversation actively and fiercely should be welcome.
Go ahead.
And more importantly, we are given the opportunity for us to learn where we have to learn, for us to dispute, debate, and actually construct policy directives that are helpful for everybody. I don't sit here to be right. I sit here to want to get it right.
To be factual.
That's me.
My job is to get you to be factual.
At any point in time. So I'm happy any time to even change and shape my position when I hear superior argument. Because I'm not the brightest person in the room. But I have views that are well informed. Let's take this what's the name, IMF thing. But as we go into that, let me give a little background, and I think I made that in my little piece. They woke up the economics in me when I saw this whole thing. I was quite unhappy.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
But they contextualize it by throwing too many things all around it without clarity. All right, which was my issue, and that's why I actually came in to want to look into the matter. I interviewed Sami. I spent a lot of time on phone with him. I met a few IMF friends. of course, I have friends also in the CSO. Unfortunately, I hadn't seen Bright's piece till the day after when I published it. It was our friend Jampo. Jampo is the one who brought it to the ad. I realized that if Charles Sergeant, no, I'm not competing with my brother, not my former mentee. Now he's a big man, I can't mentor him anymore. But this is it. Are there trading losses? Let's take that out of the way. There are trading losses in that transaction. But what is that trading losses supposed to imply? And I'm saying when you see losses, you must be careful how you treat them or relate to them. The Gold Board hasn't made losses. Today we are hearing it, but the fact and the structure of that program, as I knew it before, as I know it today, there's no loss that will accrue to the Gold Board. But the Gold Board has been designed as a particular monetary policy related or supporting entity, an institution of state. That's what it is. Has it played that role? I think it has. The first thing that caught my attention when you mooted the idea of Gold Board, and I was one of the first people to engage you to discuss it, was the issues about the gap and the unaccounted volumes that we have. The Swiss Aid group actually published something, and I think the OECD too did that. I think Mekana also published that sometime in 2020. The Swiss Aid guys did that sometime in June 2025, reporting on the delta in the Ghana market sphere. They estimate about 229 tons was unaccounted for, largely going to the UAE, which seems to be the welcome center for our ASM.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Over 5 years, I think it was 2019 to 2023, they reported. Do you know the value of that today? Over $6 billion. How much have we been going to the IMF for? $3 billion. How much Eurobond have we been trying to get onto our books to help show up our reserves in the past few years? Largely going to the Eurobond market every day for $3 billion. Nanado was right. Yet Tisikaso, Neso Ekom DN. What I found critical about the Gold Board structure was its ability to help nip that bud and get those volumes back to this country. I raised this issue when we were trying to deal with the BOG, the petroleum issues some time back with when Wampa was governor. So we set up a whole committee with the banks, the treasurers, we all sat down. And at that time, everybody knew that there was a huge delta between the actual gold exports, especially on ASM, and the actual gold receipts that we realized. That's why significantly Ghana has had trade surpluses that have not effectively translated into our BOP balances and our reserves. This is where the gap has been. Gold is going, but the FX is not coming. The absence of the FX coming in is having a major problem on our balance of payments. It will definitely affect our reserves, and when your reserves are affected, your currency will lose its feet. We went to the IMF because we were almost about just 1 month. We were at a point where I think we're even below 1 month, what do you call it, import cover. But Yetisikaso Neso Ekom DN. So me, I commend Baumia because I know he was a brainchild of this entire good for reserve thing. He is the brainchild.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Different fragmentations and actually a number of loose ends to actually achieve the ability to hold down the sector and make sure Ghana optimizes its interest in there. Be careful when you subsidize imports and you subsidize exports. They are not same. The impact on the economy are often very varied.
And 45 thereabout, 40 and 42 of his own enabling act or statute. This is
the news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Quarter reporting, you have shown us the contract because as part of the quarter reporting, the law, as we made it, demanded that he disclose contracts that he's engaged in. And clearly, this was a contract he entered into with Barrow for the purposes of aggregating gold on his behalf for the Bank of Ghana. that aside, we're told in their preliminary response that Bowerrock is a company owned by Ambassador Rashid Bauer. It was following all over the place. But today, on this table, we have come to the realization that Bowerrock is owned by a man with a son and a wife, who together form this company. Again, Bowerrock Company Limited is not the same as Bowerrock Limited. Bowerrock Company Limited has been changed to Bowerrock. Bowerrock Company Limited has been changed to Bowerrock Limited in 2025. And the object of incorporation, and I'm surprised that my brother Semi Jemfi did not give us the initial object of incorporation, because the initial object of incorporation has been changed to now include the matters we are talking about in 2025.
In which year?
In 2025. Okay, because the parent company, as it was established in 2015, clearly has in its object the things that they were doing: farming, of course, mining. But it did not have as its core mandate being an aggregator and being a trader. Gold trading being as its major object of incorporation. So that is a point that we need to also establish.
How do you determine the major object?
The object of incorporation,
there is a multiplicity of objects.
For instance, in those documents, they have the object of incorporation. They've stated, and they say nature of businesses.
Yes.
Principal activity and nature of business. The principal activity clearly tells what you are going to be doing.
Yes. So you are saying that in the initial incorporation in 2015, it included mining, it included trading gold, it included farming. So what's the point?
The point is that, well, the question is that what's the point of change in the object of incorporation? That's the question that should mean.
Tell us about the change.
The change, I'm telling you that in 2025, he has brought a document, which is the change in 2025. In the spirit of disclosure and the fact that he's presenting evidence before us, he should have brought the 2015 document of this nature for us to compare.
You are challenging it, so you must show
I am telling you that we even challenged before he brought it. We didn't provide them, and we actually submitted a document that shows the object of incorporation.
Original one.
I've told you clearly what is it. Let me proceed.
Consultant to Google.
Two.
No, I don't understand the thing. There's too much confusion even for me.
In the application, let me make my point.
No, but I'm asking me questions.
Are you an enemy of the Gold Board?
No, but I'm not consultant.
Yeah, so what is it?
I'm not a
consultant of the Gold Board.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Kabiru, it is only fair to our
the first 9 months of
that
this year.
if you all of
As
us
a caucus,
have
when we run our
document
numbers,
here as evidence we are
that is
relying
going
on,
to get to about
if you have something to the
$300 million
contrary, it is
by
only
the
fair
end of this year.
that you say, and you say you even
214 million in losses under the Gold for Reserve scheme is just 9 months. But there are a few other issues under that we want to draw your attention to as part of our preliminary remarks. First is to explain to you how these losses are being occasioned. Small-scale miners will not sell.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
And at an exchange rate which the forex bureaus use. Second, the Gold Board therefore has to pay miners at real market value. However, Gold Board then sells the dollars it receives from offshore buyers back to the Bank of Ghana at the BOG or interbank rate, which is a weaker rate. Gold Board protects its books by passing the exchange rate losses directly onto the Bank of Ghana. So this is not a market fluctuation problem. This is a system that is designed to make losses and for the state to bleed, so intermediaries will remain secure and profitable. For those of you who recall, when the Gold Board Act was being passed, we extensively outlined why the regulator should be decoupled from a commercial entity that could do this and make profit. And you recall that we suggested that it would be better to have a limited liability company with capital so that this doesn't happen. This is exactly what has happened now. And so far, $214 million of loss, going towards $300 million by the end of the year. The third issue that we want to draw your attention to. This is not how the original structure of the Gold for Reserves program was designed. Now let's remind the nation about what the original structure was. It was a sovereign reserve building tool to help Ghana accumulate physical gold, strengthen our balance sheet, reduce reliance on foreign currency borrowing, and gradually stabilize the cedi. Under the original design, which was introduced by the NPP, Ghana's reserves increased from 8.7 tons to 31 tons in just 2 years. And no losses accrued because BOG bought physical gold directly for its reserves and not through intermediaries like some of who we have outlined, and not for speculative purposes. Now the model has been changed, contrary to the advice and all the advocacy that we did. And the Bank of Ghana, under the new structure, under the reset, they have ceded their mandate to the Gold Board, and Gold Board has also ceded to a private company, Bower Rock Limited, which now operates primarily as a trading company, not a reserve builder. And the moment we shift from holding strategic gold to trading gold, pricing and FX risks will appear. And the taxpayer in the end is the one who has to pay the $300 million at the end of the year. Now, despite unprecedented volumes of gold passing through Gold Board, our reserves have increased only from 31 tons to 38 tons, which undermines the past 22%, just 7 tons after all this theater. Under the MPP, without this theater, we increased by 256%. This is not prioritization of reserves, it's prioritization of rent seeking. This is where media attention should be focused. And that's why we're saying that these are preliminary remarks that we are beginning to draw your attention to, and we'll share more with you as we go along. Now, for those who just hear $214 million or $300 million and consider it just as a figure, let us refuse the temptation to treat this matter as an abstract number. $214 million, that is from the beginning of the year to September, not the full one. It could have built 12 fully equipped Agenda 111 district hospitals, which the MPP started and which this administration has refused to continue so far. It could have built 30 modest hospitals or 40 to 60,000 boreholes in many villages across this country, providing clean, safe water to villages, schools, clinics, and farming communities. $214 million could have employed many teachers and nurses who are struggling to catch the eye of the government to pay or to issue the necessary financial clearance so that they could be recruited and paid. So when the government tells you that they have lost $214 million, it's not just a number. It's jobs, it's roads, it's people's lives that they have lost. But that is not the story.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
When I see so much sycophancy creeping into our party, I see a group of people who obviously, from every indication, they believe that singing the praises of a leader is the only way they can survive. And that's why you hear some of those people even urging statements like there should be a third term. It's just nothing but sycophancy. Pure sycophancy and bootlicking of the highest order. Jerry Rawlings, who was the founder of this party, never at any point was urged by anybody to go for any third term. You have a bunch of sycophants who today think that all they need to do is to sing praises and hoping that some of those praises will get them some opportunities that they are looking for. You don't love our country. You don't love our party. If you do, you will know besides sycophants. It's It's important for us to appreciate that this party was grounded on the need to work for our people. We say cadres may go, cadres may come, but the revolution has come to stay. That simply means it is not about individuals. It's about us as a collective, ensuring that what is right must be done. So it's important for us to always place this party and this country always at the top. General came, served us to the best of his ability, he's gone. Prof Mills, best of his ability, he's gone. John Mahama is serving to the best of his ability, bless him, he's doing wonderful. But even his time will come. Why? Because cadres will go, cadres will come, but the great NDC and the revolution has come to stay, and that must always be the number one.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
But some of us on our way, what we want to do is simply to be rolling on the floor and praising individuals, believing that somehow when we do that, we will be able to get what it is we want. When you do that thing, it shows clearly you don't love this country enough, you don't like this party enough. So these days, it saddens me when I see so much sycophancy creeping into our party. I see a group of people who obviously, from every indication, they believe that singing the praises of a leader is the only way they can survive. And that's why you hear some of those people even urging statements like there should be a third term. It's just nothing but sycophancy. Pure sycophancy and bootlicking of the highest order. Jerry Rawlings, who was the founder of this party, never at any point was urged by anybody to go for any third term. You have a bunch of sycophants who today think that all they need to do is to sing praises and hoping that somehow those praises will get them some opportunities that they are looking for. You don't love our country. You don't love our party. If you do, you will know besides sycophants. It's important for us to appreciate that this party was grounded on the need to work for our people. We say cadres may go, cadres may come, but the revolution has come to stay. That simply means it is not about individuals. It's about us as a collective, ensuring that what is right must be done. So it's important for us to always place this party and this country always at the top. General came, served us to the best of his ability, he's gone. Prof Mills, best of his ability, he's gone. John Mahama is serving to the best of his ability, bless him, he's doing wonderful. But even his time will come. Why? Because cadres will go, cadres will come, but the great NDC and the revolution has come to stay, and that must always be the number one. Always number one.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
What we want to do is simply to be rolling on the floor and praising individuals, believing that somehow when we do that, we will be able to get what it is we want. When you do that thing, it shows clearly you don't love this country now. You don't like this party.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
The threshold of a new year, I come before you with a heart full of gratitude and renewed determination. Tonight, as families gather across our beloved nation, from the shores of Keita to the savannah plains of Bolgatanga, from the forests of the western region to the vibrant streets of Kumasi and Accra, I extend my warmest wishes to every Ghanaian, wherever you may be. A happy new year to all my fellow citizens. Exactly 6 days from now, we shall mark the first anniversary of the sacred oath I took before God and country. It was a solemn commitment to reset Ghana and build together the nation we all deserve. I can confirm that the promise of renewal we made was not mere rhetoric. It was a covenant, and we have begun to deliver on that covenant. 1 year ago, we inherited a nation in distress, an economy on its knees, unemployment crushing our youth, infrastructure crumbling, public trust eroded, and hope dimming in the eyes of our people. We're told that the recovery would take a generation, but I knew something our critics did not know. I knew the resilient spirit of the Ghanaian people. At the dawn of the new year, I stand before you to say, our beloved nation, Ghana, is rising again. We've accomplished a lot together in the past 12 months through prudent management and difficult but necessary reforms. We've reduced inflation from the distressing levels above 23% by the end of 2024 and are hopeful to end 2025 with inflation at single digits of just above 5%. We have achieved relative currency stability and on track to be ranked among the best performing currencies in the world for 2025. We're accelerating economic growth and creating more opportunities for our young people. We've restored business confidence and have seen a significant increase in both domestic and foreign direct investment. We've restored Ghana's credibility with our international partners, successfully completed the renegotiation of our debt obligations on terms that protect our sovereignty while at the same time ensuring sustainability. We're beginning the process of exiting the IMF program with dignity, not as supplicants, but as partners. Our young people are Ghana's greatest assets. We're beginning to see significant growth in sectoral performance. Construction, manufacturing, agriculture, and services are showing very strong growth. This is creating a new opportunity for decent employment for our youth. Infrastructure is the backbone of development. We have begun the rehabilitation of over 2,000 kilometers of roads nationwide. We've restored a consistent supply of electricity and are expanding the rural electrification network to more than 1,000 additional communities. My countrymen and women, Ghana's image on the international stage has been positively boosted by our well-acclaimed reset agenda. This reset involves a new way of looking at things both domestically and globally. Domestically, our reset agenda is seeing a resurgence of faith in our democracy. It is delivering a leaner and more efficient administration. It is yielding greater accountability in government and a re-energized fight against corruption. At the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, I took the advantage of the global platform to share Ghana's vision with the world. The Accra Reset Initiative is a comprehensive framework for the sustainable transformation of our global governance system. This vision will address the inequalities in the current global system and reset it to create greater opportunities for Africa and other countries of the global south. Ghana's call for a global reset will address interconnected challenges of our time, and I'm committed to leading it alongside other world leaders. This is our moment. This is Ghana's moment to lead. To our fellow Africans across this great continent, Ghana's story is a part of Africa's renaissance. The challenges we face are not unique to us. They are the common inheritance of our shared history and the collective responsibility of our shared future. We in Ghana have proved in 2025 that democracy works, that peaceful transitions of power strengthen us rather than weaken us, and that African solutions to African problems are not just slogans but achievable realities. As Ghana rises, we extend our hands to our neighbors and our partners across Africa. Together, we can and shall build the Africa we want. Together, we can prove to the world what is possible when developing nations are given the space and support to chart their own course. We invite the world to invest in Ghana's transformation, not out of benevolence, but out of the enlightened self-interest in a more stable, prosperous, and sustainable world. My dear compatriots, as satisfying as our achievements of 2025 are, They are but the foundation. The architecture of the Ghana we want must now be built on this foundation.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online. The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Kaja Israel, Kaba Egypt, Kaja Ethiopia, Kaja Sudan, Waja Shong. Kaja Ikushima, you know, Wanime Kona, me Waja Shong. So Timbuktu, Ghana, Mali.
When I see so much sycophancy creeping into our party,
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
is the only way they can survive. And that's why you hear some of those people even edging statements like there should be a third term. It's just nothing but sycophancy. Pure sycophancy and bootlicking of the highest order. Jerry Rollins, who was the founder of this party, never at any point was urged by anybody to go for any third term. You have a bunch of sycophants who today think that all they need to do is to sing praises and hold in some of those praises.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
It's important for us to appreciate that this party was grounded on the need to work for our people. We say cadres may go, cadres may come, but the revolution has come to stay. That simply means it is not about individuals. It's about us as a collective, ensuring that what is right must be done. So it's important for us to always place this party and this country always at the top. Jerry Rollins came, served us to the best of his ability. He's gone. Prof. Mills, best of his ability, he's gone. John Mahama is serving to the best of his ability. Bless him, he's doing wonderful. But even his time will come. Why? Because cadres will go, cadres will come, but the great NDC and the revolution has come to stay. And that must always be the number one. Always number one. Placing this party, placing this country always at the top. But some of us that are away, what we want to do is simply to be rolling on the floor and praising individuals, believing that somehow when we do that, we will be able to get what it is we want. When you do that thing, it shows clearly you don't love this country enough, you don't like this party enough. So these days, it saddens me when I see so much sycophancy creeping into our party.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Singing the praises of a leader is the only way they can survive. And that's why you hear some of those people even edging statements like there should be a third term. It's just nothing but sycophancy. Pure sycophancy and bootlicking of the highest order. Jerry Rollins, who was the founder of this party, never at any point was urged by anybody to go for any third term. You have a bunch of sycophants who today think that all they need to do is to sing praises and hoping that some of those praises will get them some opportunities that they are looking for. You don't love our country. You don't love our party. If you do, you will know besides sycophants. It's important for us to appreciate that this party was grounded on the need to work for our people. We say cadres may go, cadres may come, but the revolution has come to stay. That simply means it is not about individuals. It's about us as a collective.
Imagine being
ensuring that what is right must be done. it's important for us to always place this party and this country always at the top. General Lawrence came, served us to the best of his ability, he's gone. Prof. Mills, best of his ability, he's gone. John Mahama is serving to the best of his ability, bless him, he's doing wonderful. But even his time will come. Why? Because cadres will go, cadres will come, but the great NDC and the revolution has come to stay, and that must always be the number one. Always number one. Placing this party, placing this country always at the top. But some of us on our way, what we want to do is simply to be rolling on the floor and praising individuals, believing that somehow when we do that, we will be able to get what it is we want. When you do something, it shows clearly you don't love this country enough, you don't like this party enough. So these days, it saddens me when I see so much sycophancy creeping into our party. I see a group of people who obviously, from every indication, they believe that singing the praises of a leader is the only way they can survive. And that's why you hear some of those people even urging statements like there should be a third term. It's just nothing but sycophancy. Pure sycophancy and bootlicking of the highest order. General Rawlings, who was the founder of this party, never at any point was urged by anybody to go for any third term. You have a bunch of sycophants who today think that all they need to do is to sing praises and hoping that somehow those praises will get them some opportunities that they are looking for. You don't love our country. You don't love our party. If you do, you will know besides sycophants.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Work for our people. We say cadres may go, cadres may come, but the revolution has come to stay. That simply means it is not about individuals. It's about us as a collective, ensuring that what is right must be done. So it's important for us to always place this party and this country always at the top. General Lawrence came, served us to the best of his ability, he's gone. Prof. Mills, best of his ability, he's gone. John Mahama is serving to the best of his ability, bless him, he's doing wonderful. But even his time will come. Why? Because cadres will go, cadres will come, but the great NDC and the revolution has come to stay, and that must always be the number one. Always number one. Placing this party, placing this country always at the top. But some of us on our way, what we want to do is simply to be rolling on the floor and praising individuals, believing that somehow when we do that, we will be able to get what it is we want. When you do something, it shows clearly you don't love this country enough, you don't like this party enough. So these days, it saddens me when I see so much sycophancy.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
They believe that singing the praises of a leader is the only way they can survive. And that's why you hear some of those people even urging statements like there should be a third term. It's just nothing but sycophancy. Pure sycophancy and bootlicking of the highest order. General Rawlings, who was the founder of this party, never at any point was urged by anybody to go for any third term. You have a bunch of sycophants who today think that all they need to do is to sing praises and hoping that somehow those praises will get
the news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
It's important for us to appreciate that this party was grounded on the need to work for our people. We say cadres may go, cadres may come, but the revolution has come to stay. That simply means it is not about individuals. It's about us as a collective, ensuring that what is right must be done. So it's important important for us to always place this party and this country always at the top. General Rawlings came, serve us to the best of his ability, he's gone. Prof. Mills, best of his ability, he's gone.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Of our democratic institutions. The world looks at us and says that is how democracy should work. But in the course of the year, we have seen gaping cracks appearing. For example, the manner in which Ghana's third female Chief Justice was hounded out of office in fulfillment of a campaign pledge hurt many of us who believe in the independence of the judiciary. Let me stress unequivocally that when institutions are weakened, democracy is weakened. When institutions are politicized, trust is lost. Ghana's democracy must never be sacrificed on the altar of short-term political advantage. There could be no turning back for our nation. Many Ghanaians have expressed concern about the direction of our national cohesion and the strength of our democratic institutions. These concerns should not be dismissed. When citizens begin to worry about the fairness, independence, and consistency, confidence is affected. And when confidence is shaken, progress becomes harder. I therefore respectfully advise President Mahama to focus on strengthening, not undermining, the institutions that underpin our democratic order. To my brothers and sisters in the New Patriotic Party, this is a defining moment in our journey. Ours is a party founded on the principles of freedom, justice, and opportunities for all. These ideals demand more than slogans. They demand unity, discipline, and leadership rooted in selfless service and unquestionable character. As a family, we may differ in opinions, but we must never differ in purpose. Division weakens us, unity strengthens us, and history will judge us not by how loudly we speak, but by how wisely we choose. This new year calls on us to rally together and to select a leader of integrity, dedication, and a genuine spirit of service, someone who understands that leadership is not about privilege, but about responsibility. It's not about a few people prospering, but about every Ghanaian having a fair chance to succeed.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online. The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
The Lord. Let's give thanks to God for all what He's done for us over the years. Praise the Lord. We praise Him for all the good things He's done for us. Praise the Lord. Revered ministers of God, our cherished gospel ministers, distinguished leaders, friends, and loved ones, good evening, I say to you tonight. May God richly bless all of you. We are gathered here tonight for one simple reason: to thank God. This is not a political event. It is not about ambition or competition. It is a movement to pause and acknowledge God's hand over our lives and over our nation. Before I continue, I want to sincerely thank the organizers of this program. Honorable Dr. Stephen Amwa.
Does your loo roll make you feel good?
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online. The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Reverend Achampong, we thank you, God, as one people. Tonight's theme is United in Praise. Praise brings us together. Praise lifts our eyes above our problems. Praise brings God's presence. And where God is present, fear, faith, and hope rises. So tonight, let us praise God sincerely, not just with our voices, but with our hearts. Let us thank God for life, for mercy, for the hope of a better tomorrow. The Bible says, let everything that hath breath praise the Lord. Psalm 150, verse 6. As long as we
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
What's the name? IMF thing. I wasn't even following. Somebody tagged me on somebody's thing about the IMF thing. I don't follow things these days. I have over 100 workers to try and take care of. So I manage my public advocacy. And I went into the matter.
Are you suggesting?
Yes.
Are you suggesting?
Yes.
That when people take an issue,
yes,
and they say a company was formed in 2025,
yes,
when the facts will show that the company was formed in 2015, it is good advocacy we should promote.
I'm not saying that misrepresentation should be promoted, but the act and art of trying to participate in that conversation actively and fiercely should be welcome.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Policy directives that are helpful for everybody. I don't sit here to be right. I sit here to want to get it right.
To be factual.
That's me.
My job is to get you to be factual.
At any point in time. So I'm happy any time to even
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Cocoa Board has been recording losses. Gold Board has not recorded a loss. So that comparison doesn't cut it. That's number one. Gold Board has not made a loss. And it doesn't matter how many times you repeat that falsehood, it will not make it right. Gold Board is a corporate body, a body corporate. In fact, it is a public corporation. It has not made a loss.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Can project that is going to get to about $300 million by the end of this year. 214 million in losses under the Gold for Reserve scheme is just 9 months. But there are a few other issues under that we want to draw your attention to as part of our preliminary remarks. First is to explain to you how these losses are being occasioned. Small-scale miners will not sell unless they are paid true global market prices, even if a slight discount is given to them, and at an exchange rate which the forex bureaus use. Second, the Gold Board therefore has to pay miners at real market value. However, Gold Board then sells the dollars it receives from offshore
The news, the interviews, and what have you. All packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station. Hot Digital Online.
Protects its books by passing the exchange rate losses directly onto the Bank of Ghana. So this is not a market fluctuation problem. This is a system that is designed to make losses. And for the state,
the news, the interviews, and what have you. All packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station. Hot Digital Online.
we extend.
Tonight, as families gather across our beloved nation, from the shores of Keta to the savannah plains of Bolgatanga, from the forests of the western region to the vibrant streets of Kumasi and Accra, I extend my warmest wishes to every Ghanaian, wherever you may be. A happy new year to all my fellow citizens. Exactly 6 days from now, we shall mark the first anniversary of the sacred oath I took before God and country. It was a solemn commitment to reset Ghana and build together the nation we all deserve. I can confirm that the promise of renewal we made was not mere rhetoric. It was a covenant, and we have begun to deliver on that covenant. 1 year ago, we inherited a nation in distress, an economy on its knees, unemployment crushing our youth, infrastructure crumbling, public trust eroded, and hope dimming in the eyes of our people. We were told that the recovery would take a generation, but I knew something our critics did not know. I knew the resilient spirit of the Ghanaian people. At the dawn of the new year, I stand before you to say our beloved nation Ghana is rising again. We've accomplished a lot together in the past 12 months through prudent management and difficult but necessary reforms. We've reduced inflation from the distressing levels above 23% by the end of 2024 and are hopeful to end 2025 with inflation at single digits of just above 5%. We have achieved relative currency stability and on track to be ranked among the best performing currencies in the world for 2025. We're accelerating economic growth and creating more opportunities for our young people. We've restored business confidence and have seen a significant increase in both domestic and foreign direct investment.
The news, the interviews, and what have you. All packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station. Hot Digital Online.
And distinguished members of the New Patriotic Party, I bring you warm greetings of hope, reflection, and renewed commitment to our beloved nation, Ghana. It is the dawn of a new day as we step into a new year. I humbly speak to you with a full heart, grateful for life, mindful of our journey as a nation, and hopeful about what lies ahead. A new year gives us a pause and a moment to reflect on where we are coming from, the choices we have made, and the future we still hope to build together with quiet thought and renewed resolve. I know that for many Ghanaians, the past year has not been easy. Parents have worried about providing for their families, and unemployed young people have wondered when the 24-hour economy will provide them the promised jobs. Traders, workers, professionals, and farmers have all felt the pressure in different ways, notwithstanding the improved macroeconomic stability. A lot has happened since 7th December 2024, and I know many of us continue to reflect on it every day. I congratulate President John Dramani Mahama on his first year in office, and I sincerely wish him well in the discharge of his mandate. The Ghanaian people have bestowed a sacred trust on him, and he cannot afford to fail them. I therefore urge him to continue to guard jealously the peace, stability, and unity of our nation. Ghana has always stood out as a beacon in a region that has seen too much turmoil and instability. The foundation President Mahama inherited was solid in many ways. It is imperative that we build on it and not let it slip. I say this because this matters more now than ever. You may have heard about the results of the 2025
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
4th to 7th in sub-Saharan Africa. They point to growing security worries and pockets of unrest in the country. Again, one of Ghana's greatest strengths since the inception of the Fourth Republic has been the independence and credibility of our democratic institutions. The world looks
Let's give thanks to God for all what He's done for us over the years. Praise the Lord. We praise Him for all the good things He's done for us. Praise the Lord. Revered ministers of God, our cherished gospel ministers, distinguished leaders, friends, and loved ones, good evening, I say to you tonight. May God richly bless all of you. We are gathered here tonight for one simple reason: to thank God. This is not a political event. It is not about ambition or competition. It is a moment to pause and acknowledge God's hand over our lives and over our nation. Before I continue, I want to sincerely thank the organizers of this program.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
So much sycophancy creeping into our party. I see a group of people who obviously, from every indication, they believe that singing the praises of a leader is the only way they can survive. And that's why you hear some of those people even urging statements like there should be a third term. It's just nothing but sycophancy. Pure sycophancy and bootlicking of the highest order. Jerry Rawlings, who was the founder of this party, never at any point was urged by anybody to go for any third term. You have a bunch of sycophants who today think that all they need to do is to sing praises and hoping that somehow those praises will get them some opportunities that they are looking for. You don't love our country. You don't love our party. If you do, you will know besides sycophants. It's important for us to appreciate that this party was grounded on the need to work for our people. We say cadres may go, cadres may come, but the revolution has come to stay. That simply means it is not about individuals. It's about us as a collective, ensuring that what is right must be done. So it's important for us to always place this party and this country always at the top. Jerry Rawlings came, served us to the best of his ability. He's gone. Prof. Mills, best of his ability, he's gone. John Mahama is serving to the best of his ability. Bless him, he's doing wonderful. But even he, his time will come.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Always number one. Placing this party, placing this country, always at the top.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
We will be able going to get what it is we want. When you do something, it shows clearly you don't love this country enough. You don't like this party enough.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Hello everyone, we are closing our little jewelry.
Okay, so good morning, it's afternoon. So good afternoon to you. Welcome to Hot Digital Online Radio. This is the weekend news review where we sit down to go through the news items that have trended over the weekend, and we take the most salient ones and dive into them deeper and have good discussions, take various perspectives and opinions, and also together as a listener we all share our opinions and views on the matters that rises in our society, in our nation Ghana. And so I thank you very much for joining me this afternoon as usual. It's another day. It's the first Sunday of the year 2026. We will give great thanks to the God Almighty for granting us this beautiful this beautiful year, and for that matter, a happy new year. Welcome to the show. From Mobia Akwaba, the memory Esha Oye 1228 na Oye Yabil, Michecho Bia at the Hot Digital Online Radio do, Oye Minje Pinde, Rabiso Tumana Akamunde, Yemfa, Oye News Reviewer, Kwisia de Bia, da Kwisia de Bia, Yedebro, Hot Digital Online Radio do no, and the Sunyankuponadum. Yasen Asia Bio na ahano yeshia yeshe nsama atashil the whole of the week, nsama akodo wo yeman Ghana mu no ona yeshe trending ones ni na afiso yede bien ba se bi gupondo na ididi di unkomo dive into it na ye papa mi afifi nenyu ase chechre yadwen benso be ya asetimemfo as Ghana fo no yeso yate bi yehu bi na etum so akyerɛ adwen na yɛde tum na yɛde aboa nyoma no nsɛm record no menso ɔbɛyɛ ɔma no nso obetum na wow ekwana ɔtene do na ɔzimpunto a yɛhwehwɛ no ɔda bra ɔman no nti ewuabi mede wasepa nende so kwesiada no ɔyɛ kwesiada sonko o Sunday inde ye kwesiada odikan ɛwɔ afi 2026 mu a yankopɔn ɔde akyɛnyen ɔyɛ eda foforo chang oye afi foforo chang oye bosom foforo chang ene yankopon odamanya adominti yeshia ewade na oye benje pin de indeso akamo ho memo afisha pa sonko osande inde kosiade no ye the first Sunday a yeshia ewafi mu na afi susu afi no yeguda ye womende no chede afisha pa ena medemo enti you abri say ajibil aji egwa no chede weekend review no ena yede ahyehyehye so no yeboko na yakọ straight to issues no and the yen waste time because oya afi yeguda ye wa afi ni mu enti yen waste time pin yeboko nsansam ni mu na depend ma waba ma apete ma chede wan de nkomo ma nkofo akeka ma yatetete ma orkokọ do ni na no yenso yede yenwa den ahwemu bi na amankasa de se na mekan no as usual men say no mo ba san wono ma onya me pa mepede yebedi nkomo na ya hwe ne ye na yenso adwenkyerɛ botumi yɛda akyerɛ ana mensa yehu no ya kyerɛ ya adwen wo ho na yina yɛde aboa oman Ghana ebio medase de aboam na akam ho na dam time so agegwa de yemfa adwumedi no yemfa nhyehyɛ edo bedin su kakra lugu miminim na miria masanaba na yatiodo. And so thank you very much. I will take a quick breather. When I'm back, we would go into the issues and set the ball rolling. This is Weekend Review here on All Digital Online Radio, the best station in the diaspora. Please stay tuned.
The highest.
The news, the interviews, and what have you. All packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station. Hot Digital Online.
highlifeng.com.
Okay, Auntie Medasi, the Asumamam. Thanks for holding on. Yeah, so we go straight into the issues to cast that stones unturned on the program today. Yakona Yadin Sansamano Astati and the Yenjay. We waste time enti samana minyolo babu koko muna ija yedi you know ashesha do na ma ozikan ma otinyi de yeko various portal no do na yahwe portals no nsama the pain oye popular nsama o trendy nsama wodi hu inkomo bebre ewo various media no na before I make no so I think that it will be in good interest there ozikan mecha we memfa in check asosun farmer the producers of the show nti odikan ma mecha the executive producer of this show Mr. Van Dyke maba mecha pa na and there kusiada this is the first Sunday of the year and memo official person kopa na webusuafo nyina message I feel encombrotin ye bio afisi say na bibiara de na kwem the maso na mamchia station programs manager opening manfo opening also michio papa mo official pa this is the first Sunday and afina na ye guduma ye dinu aha enti Michel webusuafo nyina so na memo one official pa sonko the afinko na ombra na omboto ye nyina afidan sise na yetinkum ma bibiara orekodo bibia so dada na kwem afi ebusuafo yenyi won ye adwuma wo han nyina so ma mincha won ma membozin because zin mebwa listening wall pa enti michia ubia oye juma the boy Hot Digital Online Radio. Let me go straight to my issues no na main first portal me pede nde yehwe nansama ode egu omo no ma main fauna yan start me ka ode mpocho ko YouTube abotumna e follow on because we are on the botumna ete wonum na onso do daba botum so akọ www.hotdigitalonline.com na a tune in from one inti mamenka mpocho oya tune in na asanso a share na obiso tumadan wetumna wetebi inti wadaroma ko YouTube na follow another te yen wonum botum so na akọ www.hotdigitalonline.com na in some another more code na no botuma catch one make the Hot Digital so you a lot of stories one ma pocho ebotum na e follow na ehumor kodo e wo Ghana nampo we ada fanda nyina nti bombos na ekonum na behu nsampa bebre na pay nsam na akodo wo Ghana no bebre na menye ole shasa na me bobo na aposo me da achrawa me bono fast na yeda koyenim enti mbobo nsam no do kake na miria na main one some pere discussion no yode ono a start enti the pain eko nsam ni bia obe ebinyin de we you fresh though enti let me skip this one and then let me skip this one let me take the way enti the pain President Mama or the ni end of year message or the Ghana funyina na oma Ghana funyina fi shapa afi so ɔde konyenchi kakra ɔtrenyen mensa na Ghana ote before NDC ebeje power na no ho enkeka ho nti krata isi mama delivers new year message nti ne new year nsamana na odutu gode magana for nyina ofrenden afishapa nsamana de odoso walso nti no ye na poso no no chede meka wakakade ebia memane hu the president gave a fantastic message to the people of Ghana as part of new year message to the nation. Now ono ena all kade or the Ghana fu nyina no yebom na ono as a president he is not there for a particular one party there be also Ghana fu nyina ono MPP when this obia we must all be together and then build a nation. He was calling for unity. And any message or the benin now part of the Ghana for the boom na then ma omanu okonenim obia nya ya diaspora no kra yina he called on us the yina yemboa na omanu oyanden onko nenim into the paying president oma Ghana funyina afishapa also bia nye omamba pa nyemfa party ntonchan na yemboa Ghana na Ghana onko nenim impia Ghana obia na afemza obotuma aye onye na onfamboa oman Ghana enti yada president ase de omenye ye nyina ebade afishapa na oche yinkran de yemboa Ghana na Ghana onyen onfa ntempa onfemfura enti that's it. Let me move from there and then go to my other story. My other story, the pain some be so betugwa. Ono na chade. Ose 2025 marked a turning point for Ghana's economy. Dr. Atuforsen. And Dr. Atuforsen is not to go there. Oh yeah, it's the year 2025 now from January to from January 7th to 31st of December 2025 yankopona dom yedi twa yi ose dami ye no oyeye bia wa magana chede we twa 360 atumde onam kwampa do pa bibia recordo bibia dana kwem economy no wa fan olefan ntempalifra economy ni janana do chede sectors ni na biali nozi sectors ni na obia janana do obia start there ole pick up to de bibiali den oli ye another bibia start there oli den oli ye e Ghana eco agriculture agric what the nyamato tugwa atotoa chede agric olokodo kama eco afono wenya ma de wenya bia ma wode den wode ye woni eco ayono nti chede olokodo ankasa ebano health sector olokodo electricity sisia no so ojenenado chade roads president wo you road cd sisia cd no na dollar no ojenenado chade Ghana olokoye na ose 2025 na omake dam turning point no odema Ghana enti according to Dr. Cassiano de 2025 it was a great year for Ghana because it was a turning point Emma Oman Ghana na no so neda odutu gwan enti main South Biano as part of review it's not my major issue way but I think the year in review 2025 what's the krombe oda ocho oyo botom enti you the listener another what me say if 2025 was a turning point for Ghana because sabita frache wona ekogum ekotaze wona ekogum ekoyeden shopping project aliye wona nim cement ne bo kala afo wona nim car ne bo dokona to nim ne dokona bo electricity aitia nim ne bo edwumayefo munim se wochiom ko so wonchiom ko Marco Tiono so atumo otedano. You know, se bibia recordo na 2025 was indeed the turning point chede sisi Ghana for bia no ha na Dr. De ono wama yenhu de. That is it. But all timemu no also win it then. Me de all nebo win the best because are you fellow way what you ban no. Enti Dr. De Ose 2025 wama Ghana chede is on a great path. It's a turning point for the nation Ghana. Enti ebuja Dr. Kasi Atufo so no da audible to grad the pain Ose Ghana 2025 was a turning point. Tisiano yanam kwan padra ye koyenim totin se yehwema ye kondam ne nyanhwe nyechi na yantitete mo bi baka Ghana obeye kra bohwe. Enti doctor no so no de all the biden audible to gwan na mamunko our friend that more of the issues are yet the pain na the pain ena oye His Excellency John Dramani Mahama de krata ise oshe ni appointees ena ma wotum woye into say Mahama's appointees in 2025 in perspective as Ghana rise again. Enti krata izuna wabo chade government of Ghana is essentially John Dramani Mahama odi anwana so down appointment all year from January 1st eba the end of the year January 7th 2025 eba year end of 2025 no krate so akaka kabuma chede no so wa che na adwin pi wo appointment His Excellency John Dramani Mahama oye no so far no am the report bi so aba wa chere in fact MP Orbono Mozimpa minister Orbono Mozimpa you know na our friend then krate say Mahama's appointees in 2025 in perspective as Ghana rise again. President John Dramani Mahama's New Year message was more than a ceremonial address. It was a statement of direction, confidence, and shared responsibility. Declaring that Ghana is rising again, the president situated the past year as a turning point, one marked by deliberate reforms, prudent economic management, and a renewed belief in resilience of Ghanaian people. He reminded the nation of the difficult inheritance its administration faced an economy under severe strain. Mami skipping main commenting. If Ghana is truly rise again, the president appointees must be more than title holders. They must be active drivers of reform. Governance succeeds or fails at the level of execution, and execution rests squarely on those entrusted with authority. Among all the appointees in 2025, the following individuals stand out by every measure. They are widely acknowledged for any strong public approval, and their leadership roles have had direct positive impact on economic stability, institutional credibility, and overall social progress. Na ebusia adkati me bono tofa ona oshe the year 2025 in review. President Mahama appointees all year ye na yimede when he took power from 7 January 2025. After January, no, he started making some kind of appointment to be Yehun. That is where we got the likes of the finance minister, foreign minister, and all that. Some of them were surprised to us. Some too were not too much of a surprise to the people of Ghana. Now, krata okitami ena washe appointees President Mahama oye ya osha. Mensa na President Mahama ne New Year message in all kade Ghana is rising again. Tumude or patcha de ishe mensa NDC wabaje power na Ghana altete pansa na sisa Ghana why the U10 na original now do not rise again. And I make krata day. No so I focus on their appointees President Mahama yeah because of film there say President no obedim kunima ne apafo na de ne asrafo na wa hwe de wombo nombu oman no one obede obotu no abopa and the masse mi kai there me from the early days of the this NDC regime and I make a blatant statement there President Mahama ni legacy no say obebem na when your good legacy in the second coming year it largely depends on nkofo a onyoli yejuma nkofo onyoli yejuma no eno obe determine the President Mahama obe leave a good legacy. E wani second a returning another uncle ye. Because the man has come with positive mind, with clear vision, with undisputable direction, and is poised to ensure that he will leave a certain mark before he finally go to his retirement. Now, where is it possible? It is the people around him, people that he's working with, that will make this dream come through for him. In Maka. And so I'm not surprised that today we are also seeing it that this paper is, making references to the appointees na one body. Now, me kama seminity in Pipe, watch appointees be another ministers in Ibia. Itum so far so good no. Esha wabo one bozin pa wadobwa oye President Mahama ena amembuna obunu. Now ono ena Ochre Finance Minister Dr. Kasiel Atoforsen Odikan tumude obono humbozin pa oli ye ejuman kasankasa Ato is forcing na governor governor of the Bank of Ghana Oye Johnson isi amanso obono hu embozin papa doctor obo ejuma ankasankasa chede waka wona tumude good board together with good board and nkaka ono cheda waso dollar niki 2 pampia tumude dollar no ogino onje kra na sisia no olewia krampo mebeka de sisia no ole yat na won ofido foreign affairs minister Oye Samuel okujeto ablakoso ose obono mozin pa ena Dr. Ransford Jampo CEO of the Ghana Shippers Authority no so obono humbozin ankasankasa chede oma trade efficiency and pro-sector reforms leba Ghana pa the man of the movement Oye Sami Jemfi the CEO of Gold Board won't wonyini mfi monye no so olobono humbozin pa Professor Kluche CEO of the Environmental Protection Agency no so olobono modern listen well chede wabo Edmond Combat Malik Basantelli Michael Papu Aloti Franka Mwakoyin Honorable Amako Fibua, Dr. Dominic Ayini, Attorney General, Raymond Acha, head of UECO. Tumude no so wabono was in the power because if she means what handle Shatawale wound to me and no one can win out tumude wabu Juma Ankasankasa. Ejujitamaklu, Nizin womb. The list is really tall. Governs Abuja, Naruna, Ubia, Genede. But the point I may make in there. These are the perspective of the people right before me. But all we're gonna me, I'll come back to you to say, you know whether these people have performed well or not. You will determine, you know it. And me normally know when my report comes or when I get a report, I refer it back to you because you are the recipient at the end. If they are doing well, you the team better testify more than I make a report and another I would also have my own view, but I feel that you have more of say in this with regards to whether they've performed or not. Because in some people now record or multiple, but I think that you have the views of this appointees President Mahama Oyiwe. So far not, and then 2025 in review, appointees in Wabo wasn't. Have they performed to your satisfaction? More in a fin denka or they were rescheduling another were reshuffled. More in a fin there or they would take him. More in a fin there all bono modern on quadrant 1 p.m. This is not the matter of my discussion today, but I think that in a year of review, in reviewing the year, it is also important to see. So that because them coffee and taxpayers can worry oh yes, and they are there to serve the nation's interest. And if they are there to serve the nation's interest, then they are there to serve for the betterment and the benefit of the people of Ghana. Inti awana inim. Ibisa amia there so far not sendana. I have my own, but you have your own as well. Within him. But the make tell the Osha Wabon was in power. And so I think that but of course, Binunsa Bon wasn't. Binunso Abon wasn't. Ibinso Akakakra, Nina or Moti, Nipebiano, what's at the pebia boy no enti or morte. But in view no, you know much more. I will leave this one and then move on to my other stories because exactly 1 o'clock mpede me phone lines na eba na yedin komo. Let me see if I can get you other stories of some of the things that were trending. Now, other issues that were trending this weekend, so shootings bi kokodo ewo Aboso. Aboso police engage victims family first and then autopsy. Shooting bi kokodo ewo Aboso na nusu yenhu bebia ofina na Bright Simon so eden sem botu gwa ewo good board and sensemi okay the trading loss is commercial not administrative. Watch there them IMF $214 million issue na what about to the Ghana good board no will lose another wa board ameka no Bright Simon so na adwuna chain there them account na wa na it was a commercial today idwa wodin na wofenden wonya dem account na de na onye de administratively no obi nye n'adwuma ye onye de bia samejemfi onye n'adwuma bi ye anade offenden governor no of Bank of Ghana no onye n'adwuma ye anade dem board no ono no chede offenden finance minister won't be offenden you know I mean the board doesn't mean necessarily there board na onye n'adwuma ye nambom oye commercial dwedina wedi no na losses be mu no nsam pii wo honoma in the ebedi nkomo because oye me topic a me pede ende yehwe losses na abano ende yebehwe na yaka wansam ye nti ma me skip quickly na me nkomanim na me mbobombo nsam no do na yenye yi the pain susu ne yete de Ghana omde one of Ghanaian citizen wakopim ewo Ukraine omde watching now to wafan them watching now to my why and to the prisoner of war watching now to my prisoner of war and the foreign affairs minister or the ensemble to go there Ghana yenyi pana watching or Ukraine the oni Ukraine ambassador and a Ukraine for the katengunde washenanka we release na and the parents also and sama obotu igwa nebi ono no enti yedi enyo bedechi mo oboko no so yemama waswache in some de odosun the good board no na the pain or trendy throughout pa good board na the pende or trendy na yebehwe meba na yedi unkomo sharp na yako yenim menyuka say so Ghana condemns U.S. action in Venezuela, calls for Maduro's release. Foreign Affairs Minister to Odinsembe Abatuwa show Ghana position. U.S. one capture of Maduro. Also, the government of Ghana has strongly condemned what it describes as a unilateral and unauthorized military invasion of Venezuela by the United States, which reportedly resulted in the abduction of Maduro, abduction of Venezuela's president Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia Flores. Ghana, according to Kate Okitami, the foreign minister. And the entire who also stands entire for the entire nation. Once he speaks, he's speaking the mind of the president, he's speaking the mind of the whole of Ghanaians. And on international front, be on some a very dangerous power because as a representative, especially as a foreign affairs minister, now there, foreign affairs officer, secretary, whatever. Once you speak, on international way, or you're very, very something that you have to be very careful about the communication and about to go because assembly abekano you want to tell another assembly about to another will be a bit take side on ibiano. You are declaring the position of not yourself alone but the position of the president, the position of the entire people on diaspora for in our account because Ghana for no ye na ena kasama inti asama another asama short no yansa kan another yansa kan in there oye Maduro ni release na de offended ni echena watching no Ghana so actually position da man bebre na actually one position Spain for Russia for UE for UK for obi actually position enti Ghana de wose oye bibia omo na one share na one releasing. So that is the report coming in. I think it's happened couple of some hours back and OC, and that is also fresh in the in the system. The pencil fifi kweti or the same kotugwa about the President Mama ne term na on am den ko fa bonse mama ne pa ko fa bonse mama ne papa de ne nsam na oken no tumu de chede oye very bold or you be oye bold chede nkofo enwa je ho pa de we tumu na we state nyame be bold them clear them we take a clear position they are down here on so do nkofo be brain anje. But how do you also see it, because osha nkofo we pushy President Mama de on call term on call term what else them nkofo ina no we sycophant or ye chede offend then me na nabi baka was a full respect in our dema offending or man pain na no so some other two gano nkofo be brave in there no corner waka. I don't know how you also see it. Do you think that you then call Kasadamana there? I don't know, but that's what his position is. In so this week nkofo aka on and some bebre pa ECG. So this week you say there PUW for so 818 was say big demonstration what patch there one share my ECG one button na in the ebedi unkomo ne yahwe ECG no yenton na ma yenton because of course the sector has come to refute that claim there ECG ne beton in the ebedi unkomo wadwen yaw den yen privatize the ECG ana yen jana dama yebedi unkomo na yeda akoyenim na afi so ma medi twato nsam ne dodoso unfortunately muntu mfa ni na mfa mom but ma maybe I'm about to yin there or often then 31st night prophecies are obebeba na they concerning you there on the 30th of January MPP boko for the next primaries na ono and 31st night today professor who will be about to Ghanaian na them prophecies na bano etumu there prophet bia na ma olochire on man there Ghana nyankopon na adwen ochire there osi Messi ana obentin bi na obetu franka odama oye MPP kuno na as a review we are doing and as a political show no I'm very interested in it because I think that you must also be interested in it because if you are listening to me, maybe if you are not a Christian, you may be a Muslim. If you are not a Muslim, you may definitely believe in something which of course Ghana our three main faith or Christianity, Islam and African faith. And ono mejide as somebody who believe in any of these three no. I don't think that the God you believe in, the God will have multiple voices or multiple declaration or multiple wills on just one thing. I don't think that you believe say Yankopon na esomono nim azeko no butum na waka or the chede waka in different way. Abasa na me padameka. What I'm trying to say in there, the prophecy in our body politics now and the way it's going. Me no oyamana kakra because prophet be to make a day we be the president in the name of God. No be so say we be Yankopon say we nobody in the name of God. No we so say we nobody in the name of God. Is it Ochade Yankopon is confused, he doesn't know what to do or he doesn't know who another what it is. And so me and me ejidi bakasa. I mean me ejidi you as a believer no. As I said, you may believe in whatever Christianity, Islam, or African faith. When you have the opportunity, you can let me know whether God is confused or not. And what should we do? Is it something we need to take seriously in the come of these issues now. Now, ono, ena Musa Dankwa ode assembly abo to gwa, ewo, ma orekodo, ewo Ghana no, which today is definitely my story I want us to dive into. Na asama Musa Dankwa ode abo to gwa, ena ochode, Ghana fo, they should not focus on the spiritual direction in declarations with regards to who becomes a leader of a certain political party. No, say, rather, no, Ghanaians should focus on or trust in data science over the spiritual predictions now. Musa Danko we will dive into that and then move on. On Chibia mobile phone lines, but there. Asama makeke kaina to all these things I've been training over the week, but me monyam kese pa ye good board no sansamano ena me pede ye du nkomo ye, because good board and sansamano I still don't get certain things. Me first of all no my main issue only another my main problem that I've been trying to understand ankasa ye the good board nankasa how does it another the good for reserve now is our do na munga wana chede wa ina no in nashare no how is it contributing to the good living standard of the people of Ghana, of the ordinary Ghanaian? How is this good for reserve good bonunga kanwo how is it contributing to the living standard of the people ordinary Ghanaian? Because it is giving us economic stability and all that. But you, Ankasan, as a citizen, are you having the impact in your pocket, in your life? That is my concern. And may I happy part there about your dream is simame echeno. Because yet IMF also 240 million in a wide in a way lose. But yes, on to them. There has been under the CEO himself, Mr. Sami Jemfi, out also there. We wanted them. The board has rather made more of what? More of surpluses. Chede board no, we make more surpluses. Chede we need more of what? Of ma okade opedo eden onyanimpo. And also, Gold Board hasn't made any losses. We made over 960 million in 2025. Now, the main asame mpede ye di unkomo na questions are and me won also wajinchira because you may be in tasi ye. And in Pempe, the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Gold Board, Sami Jemfi, has firmly dismissed claims that the institution recorded loss under the Gold for Reserve program, insisting that Gold Board ended 2025 with a significant financial surplus. Speaking on Joy News, speaking on Joy News filed on Saturday, January 3rd, Mr. Jemfi described report suggesting a 240 million loss as a false and misleading. In quote, also emphatically, no, Gold Board, even though it is not a profit-making public institution, has not made any losses, he stated. According to him, Gold Board generated over total expenditure for the same period remained below 120 million based on unaudited figures. In the Ora Sami Jemfi say, Gold Board, on the Nkugu anande onboard count 214 bia na mansansamano. It is false or you're misleading on your call. Inyada ote democrat nembum isha Gold Board on ye bibia or ye profit making institution. Na one day impono 1 year profit making institution impono we make it 960 million offended 960 million Ghana cedis surplus. But I mean, kakra because simple. If the acclaim loss of 214 million, some all clarifying there, or your profit, another on your loss are weighing, What's the question? The question, or yamana kakra there. Then how on earth, ena ubotuna wa crew and I will generate the profit of 960, which is equivalent to almost about 995, another 91 to $95 million. But your Americano TMU. And if it's also, it is not a profit-based institution. And if it's not a profit-based institution, also means because it is not a profit-based institution. It is not a profit-based institution in what sense? And not there on Ghana. Because who does it? Who established something for not a gain? It is yes, it's on a profit-making institution. Then why would it be established even in the first place? And I don't saw Yamanaka Krende. I don't know on your profit-making institution. It is making a surplus of what? A conservative surplus of about what? About 960 million, which is $dollar if you current rate now, about $91 million to $95 million. It is if we are using just the normal logical layman's idea of a business being about profit and loss, is there not any loss made over the 1 year of the board's activity so far? Board in Botimaka there. With the young fund there, or the 240 million without to go on IMF for that, but there it is the loss. Young fund there, or the onto them, or you true onto them. So onto them crampuna, can we say there's no loss? The gold board no near establishment as at now no. You Botimaka there, onya any loss na. Because if a business, another whichever establishment is about what, any establishment that goes into transaction, you may either gain or you may lose. So if you may gain or lose, as at now, I think the CEO hasn't clarified to the people of Ghana there. It hasn't made any loss. What I'm trying to say is, per the layman's understanding of business being, business which has the propensity of generating loss or profit, or a business is either you gain or lose, which that thing is there. Can they boldly say, as at now, there is no profit loss and it has just been gaining. Now again, so the establishment of good board, it is not a profit making. But on your profit making, yet he says that it has made a conservative surplus of what? $91 million to $95 million. Which is which? Amede on the system me tell reporting now. I don't understand it. I don't know they also say follow man. Now if you get my point now. Because these things that Mr. Jemfi has been explaining to us, Mitea, I mean, I don't get it because one, is the thing is not a profit-making organization, but you are also saying there it is making a conservative surplus. Chade surplus today, enfande, mama, emu, mede mulugu kopum, emu kopo kro mede mo, na mu kopo kro na mede mo no, machade ma toda, machade kopo no, emu no olushiegu. That is a surplus, excess. Is that not a profit? Is that not a gain? It is a papa say a gold board it is not a profit making, but at the end of the day it is what? It is actually making a conservative surplus on your gainer. I still don't get that, which I feel there should be clearance of that aspect to us. And after so he hasn't stated say the gold board is insulated from a loss. He hasn't said it. But he hasn't also stated there. He hasn't said anywhere there. At least gold board we make even a dime loss on country. But me so I believe the business be anywhere but there you've not incurred any loss anywhere. So does that mean that the gold board is insulated from a loss? Gold board one year may not the corner kwema chada asad now gold board chada 1 year lose mpo. Let's say $240 million of IMF in Yemfan channel. You don't know to but with the Yemfan there, normal operation of the gold board Can we say the gold board is so much insulated that it has not incurred any loss as at now? If it is established to do a transaction, to operate as a commercial a commercial entity, can we say the Gold Board has not lost anything. Definitely, there should be some loss in somewhere. I mean, that is what I'm thinking. Because nobody can say obey your business, sir. You've not lost anything. If it is so, then fine. Then the Gold Board is really a champion board. There's no loss at that. Then it's a champion loss. But the question I want to ask myself, that I don't know if the man Sami Jemfi can clarify to us there. The Gold Board is so much insulated that it cannot incur any loss. Or things have been in good shape there. There has not been any dime or single loss anywhere. Because we need to do that. And as at now, it has not boldly and confidently declared that the activity has been insulated, has been so insulated that they haven't accrued any loss since operation began. On kind of baby out. In some of church, Gold Board no make 214 million or friend loss bia. You know, our church even rather than we make conservative surplus in the He hasn't told us say. Another one declare baby are there. It has not made any loss. And to me question I may be send there. Is it possible, say, Gold Board, no, it is insulated from a loss? Oh, no, it can't make any loss anywhere. Is that possible? But I wish the Honorable Sami Jemfi, any clarification or making, no, it will make us understand all these kind of things. It will make us get to understand all this. Because Isha expenditure assets the time of Gold Board and from the transition of gold for oil into the transition of the current Gold Board now. The expenditure another amount one second what did you it's about 12 million, which is about 220 million, which is equivalent to let's say $12 million. Now ono ena ochre dem expenditure one can another sika wadi yedwuma no what the one bibia buma sika wadi yedwuma no from the time of good we know also the expenditure has been below what it has remained below 120 million. I mean my equivalent to dollar $12 million. Now ono no say wetum we generate a profit of what unfriendly profit in but ono say it is a surplus of $91 million to $95 million. But yet, essay one, the board is not a profit making. Meanwhile, it is making a profit of what? $91 million out of an expenditure of 120 million or 120 million Ghana cedis, another $12 million. Oh, yeah, man. It is a business is meant or is possible to make a loss as much as it makes profit. Is there any loss made over the 1 year of the boss activity so far? Another, for this venture there, it is insulated from a loss. Can Honorable Sami Jemfi tell us, say, Gold Board, no, it is insulated from a loss, sir. What the IMF no crown did not in what make the Gold Board no make loss, Pia. So then what about the economic chair? No, so let's all the together. The laws were what? Were transactional. Then such transactional. If you are making a transaction and you care something, it is part of the loss, Bia. Every loss is a loss, Bia. Anna, me say still na me no. Anyway, I leave that to you because of my time in tea. I'm as much imagine as part of the review, no, and I made that to go no. And to also kwamba na bema, also much wadrin no. Boom. Na yemunde aso is the CEO of the Ghana Gold Board giving us a true position of the board. As at one point, he says that the board is not a profit-making institution. And then another point, he says that the board is making a conservative surplus, which is aimed at a target between 700 million and 800 million. Currency we about 67 million to 77 million dollars. Meanwhile, he says he makes all these points. So it is confusing to me. Something that is not meant to make profit is making. What does it mean? And he hasn't stated anywhere there. It made even a loss of something. Meaning say, for the board and its activity, not even a dingle so. Because I feel that to also be transparent, to even though he refuses and I say refutes the claim of IMF said $214 million has been lost. No, at least I think it will also be transparent to also tell the people of Ghana though. However, maybe so amount of money or amount of dollars has been lost somewhere. But someone to Ghana, according to reports I make it he hasn't said anything anywhere, which makes me feel and makes me wonder that it doesn't mean say the board and its operations are insulated from loss. They are so clever, they are so technically, fit and everything on point. Today, they are not making any loss. It is a good news if they are not making. But I think the transparency is also very important over here. However, I'll leave you to this, and then we move on. A lot of people have had their, your friend is saying, rebuttal against these submissions that we're making in Yomanyama. But because of time, we move on. Another assignment people there in the Unyampa share. Do you think that the ECG must be sold? Because this week, about what the government denies ECG sale plans amid worker protests over Ofaneden. And also, government denies ECG sales plans amid worker protests over privatization. And there, Ejumayafu bi na waso onye wado there ECG oboton because now what it in from me there what on the ECG what in private chade woman what if you are banning same. So some people were not happy about it. Some workers were not happy about it. The Ministry of Energy and Green Transition has emphatically denied plans to sell the electricity company of Ghana, ECG, insisting that approved private sector participation represents operational enhancement rather than divestiture. The clarification issued Tuesday, December 30th, addresses concern raised by utility workers who staged nationwide symbolic protests the previous day. Ministry spokesperson and head of communication Richmond Roxon explained that the private sector participation PSP framework involves strategic deployment of private sector expertise through multiple concessions arrangements targeting specific operations areas. The approach aims to improve billing, revenue collection, service delivery, and reduce aggregate technical and commercial losses within the state-owned power distributor. The workers led by the Public Utility Workers Union (PUWU) of the Trade Union Congress (TUC) hoisted red flags across ECG operational offices nationwide on December 29th, expressing strong opposition to government's intention to appoint a transaction advisor for the utilities transaction into PSP. The symbolic action marked the beginning of staff demonstrations, reinforcing unions' position that ECG could be reviewed through internal reforms. Owalpa na ebusia krate ni tintin ni tete na in there. PUWU for what's the one task there? ECG no woboton another whatever ma obi obeje fi aban say no that obi. Na ono na Ministry of Energy and Green Transition was what patch there. Abenye na adwen there opede oton ECG no. Nembom some private sector participation be ofin oboboa na nka we take care of improvement of billing, revenue collection, service delivery in a reduced aggregate technical and commercial losses be akokodo ewo ECG mu no in nka wo hwede nka bia say what the better privatization be another ankranku bi na obosoma nka oboboa but ejuma what's the one task crowd here oboton ECG because or government today. Now, ono ena maybe so there. Also, in den etrawa dwen den. ECG ni anton yen man private another yen den. Yen farmer private take care of it another yen den because na impro numpo ECG nan kaza wala efra ECG no so far not on den then I say is doom so no, we are not hearing much of the doom so. And I think they're so far so good. According to reports, doom so there. Nano abefum kakra tum there. Sisa no okofum. But no akade no sansam. And obey me the pardon come on Ghana na mutie and in be much my free. Because no minim mon se all kodo still na ICG ni for bate. Mun mutumna mun there. Much saying if better there as to the other what on another in the what on. Because public utility and we friend and workers union they want say there be aban cream. Na answer ye be sample there aban odimi aban butu na wama ECG wetum we jana na adra. In the question me pede me be send there on an amframim, but also when then should the ECG be given to a private entity? Should the ECG be sold? Ye be dun komo. Afi me boy phone lines no na ebema na atra wadwen na nka me hwe there yansa beka teacher sapon na ye ne din komo na nka wo friend then wamanye ne perspective kakra on what is happening with regards to the multiple voices when it comes to embody politics and prophecies, Na mimi pede mi hu whether God is confused of who he really want to lead somebody. Because mimi de yankopon de nka nenuma somebody nka odo yakọ. Nka I thought say at the end of the day we should rather have the voice of God, going on one way, another being one. But we hear different voices. We say osimesi we ibeweni, we say obenti ibeweni. Ama voices aye bebre. Na ono ena wofanden Musa Dankwa ode na sam odo tugwa. Na Musa Dankwa asam odo tugwa inde. Ghana fono yembombozi na ye make sure there. You better trust the data science over spiritual predictions. Because ose if moral cordona most of Mamiri didn't kakrana means fancy. Musa Dankwa urges Ghanaians to trust data science over spiritual predictions. The executive director of Global Info Analytics, Musa Dankwa, has called on Ghanaians to place greater trust in data science over spiritual predictions when assessing political sentiment, following his team's recent survey on the New Patriotic Party. Speaking on the forum on Asasi Radio on Saturday, January 3rd, Dankwa said some religious leaders are increasingly using public polls to back their predictions, but warned that relying on multiple voices to interpret divine will can be misleading. Enti opinion na sama all kind there Ghana for yebete asofa waba one on some na way bo win way be lose way na yankopon si dey yankopon way no also the multiple voices in an yentungu nembo yendi data echi. We should rather focus on data, and I think that I side with him over here because I believe, me as a believer, no. As a believer, I believe that God has one voice. God cannot. And if the prophets are actually sharing their opinions, what they think, I think they should show that they should not deem it as a prophecy from God. Another NJB and all that. Because when it become that way, it's become confusing. We are all believers. We are all believers. Obi ndo party bi ntin obi. Nambom, I think there as software ye na ye wo yen party interest na ye wo obi a ye do no. I think that their communication should rather be their views, their opinions. But say obaka there, that is what God is saying, I think there it's Oma Christosumno oye sir. It ridicules the dignity and the integrity of the divine God that we all serving. In Tisha 31st year obasin kwei, prophet be today, prophet Nigel, or the name in come shelf in the Yankopon direction or the man who becomes the leader of the New Patriotic Party of the Tugwa. The Maso and Prophet Bernard, no sort of Tugwa. There are others also the man, but on I still don't understand there. How can one God have different voices of whom he's choosing? Because the truth is that, we are not disputing the fact that when you go to the ancient biblical perspective, God always prophesied for who will lead the people of Israel. It is there. But may maintain then Yankopon you multiple voices are now different come at the same setting, the same time. I think that God didn't do his things that way. Into what is happening in our body politics now. Of course, God is part of our politics. Because I quietly remember that the Bible has written in somewhere there, God reigns in the affairs of man. Meaning baby a quotation or I mean the quotation I mean for numbers no. Me asem na no nyam. Meaning there Yankopon waka also he reigns in the affairs of man, which means that God is interested in everything we do. Whether our politics, our culture, our tribe, our everything, God is interested in it and is even part of it. But which I feel there, it is a shame and it is worrying to the integrity of God. Yankopon to menka two things going there be. Inti asofuna organ and I think there they should rather tilt their communication work better. If you are showing your opinion, better say this is my opinion, this is what I believe, and I say this is what I think. That's all see way obowini another obintin way obowini. Then we know that you are speaking from your body realm. But ibekare Yankopon say na NJBC a ebe Yankopon no no anyina na nsama anyina na Yankopon ko no otumika de ebo wini bi we wini at the same time. Ono Yankopon ben or yadam. So maybe say one so as a listener. What do you make of that? Time up. Let me open the phone lines and you come in. Let's have your conversation. Let's have a conversation. Let me hear of you. Let me hear your opinions on the issues as well. And then let's proceed on. But then let me give special credit to my various portals for this, reporting items. Firstly, to hotdigitalonline.com. Special credit to hotdigitalonline.com, myjoyonline.com, newsghana.com. NFA. So I've got this one is modernghana.com. Yeah, so special thanks and credit to this portals. And Afi Mamun corner phone lines in let you come in and then share your perspective. I've done my review. What is my worry? I've put it across. Mamentas and I mean maybe sir. Mamentas and match embraso usubrim na osukebi osuchrawadrin na mensa wosu winyama no ma record Ghana ma record no ma woso ten what you feel, what you believe, what you think things should be put no but also for zebra maybe phone lines now too mam come first caller do but we didn't be free.
Hello.
Oh mapo akwaba.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Afternoon. Apom to the name.
Okay, sorry.
Yamina dum.
Okay, mapo me start here free. US, America, Donald Trump, why no?
Okay.
Kidnap Venezuela president. The why no? A coup annual stage no. Because ultimately, another nation can kidnap leader, or in the name say you want to change, you want a regime change. That's not your business. Regime change, abanya beto. Because ultimately, by force, kidnap another nation president. Why a coup no more stage? They don't support coup. But coup we are seeing now they are behind.
Indeed, you side with. Indeed, I just say you are siding with the position of Ghana right now.
Oh, that's me. There is no way I will support the American. No send Ghana against you. There's so many leaders all over the world. China, Russia, Iran, so many countries they are against what they do. Now I send and Tasum. Another nation be president by force. So you want the regime change. Other America belongs to the whole world belongs to America. I will now deciding yes to lead their nation.
Indeed, what do you think it should have been done? What do you think Donald Trump should have handled it?
Why do you do that in the first place? So one person who changing regime, no, one person leader.
But have you also considered the offenses we make, and reasons for
the man is sitting in his own yard. But no criminal, the offense in our it's all about what's behind it. It's all about their oil. They want to steal their oil. And also on Toma. On the largest oil in the whole reserve in the whole world. And no more pay. That's the whole thing about it. Far by force President Osisuno.
But you know, this issue you are talking also speaks volume. You know, because how can then the question is what is happening to the Venezuela's military? Does that mean Zambia they also side with what the president, American president is doing? Emma, what you now attack the president? Anna Venezuela found when militia or no. And so why would you sit down for that to go on?
Yeah, because the thing starts from the inside. It's an inside job.
And so it tells if it's an inside, then it tells that the people themselves they are not happy about what their president is doing. That's why the US, might have also had that advantage.
No, only in the recently now, almost block air space name. It's almost the ships that could go almost so. I was almost the price grabber to say, wow, no. Ni play crowd and come up with some directing the play to US. So they are so eager to capture the man for no reason.
Are you sure for no reason?
Oh, what reason is it? The reason is just because of their oil on it, you know. And on side.
No, but what about the drug dealing allegations?
Allegation. Okay, so almost delay drugs crana. I don't want the drugs in Ebana.
But what about if the man is behind?
You say president, or no, assume an answer or the drugs echo America. That's allegation. Who they are coming because of the time.
Okay. And I'm glad about that because of we know about attachment. So thank you very much. But quick one.
ECG Diana Okano. Omonia and the private. I know they are made my
You think so?
Oh yes, because government workers no my entombment almost cannot move anything. And they are the private, but the point in is they have to divide it into 4: north, south, east, and west. Me and my one company. Yenchi na competition room. Say be north region power, south region power.
No. Don't think say it is the national decentralization process. And I said your friend is saying decentralization drive. No. Say Nyan conform be committed and patriotic enough. Na ya see didn't crama yan one. It doesn't necessarily need a private man to handle it.
Yeah, but my say there's no way.
No, the part of the Ghanaians, we don't have that attitude, or we don't have that kind of people. In what sense? You don't have human. You don't have.
Abro no nesikadini but a private there, private man or any business na new I saw suma man for no ko check you. Brain electricity or chromo. And ya do no better how say no make you out car because or jumana or make
don't you think that then it's about a strong leader to really handle it, whose impact can transcend. First of all, looking at this decentralizing it, and then a strong leader whose impact can transcend to the people down there to ensure that the right thing will be done, to give the maximum effect any maximum revenues in the result from the ECG.
And I'm sure say Adeno is big until one person cannot look all over the country. It is a chemu dia 4, right? Ubia managing the area. And only when you be back private man be a juma or per profit.
Oh yeah, on a day.
When we can ECG ababa ye juma and your profit that. There's no way.
No, I think it's a Ghanaian problem. Ghanaian mentality, mentality. Yanka here the nama ye the yaban jumano and also count. Because why the private man would do and make a profit, but somebody spearheading the affairs of government owned for government business in there and they lost beba.
Of course, private man or no business in Tino.
And so it means that we are also doing government's own must also take the private man's mindset and as a mentality.
Yeah, but government, on Juma be or making profit. He can make profit. Now or make you loss or make it What I mean, gold board there. Yeah, gold board there, and yeah, semi-jam fika say we make it surplus, no. In a sense, right? Previous government, no, or to gold now. I say or compete with the black market, right? And will be our tongue there, baby a price in the year, no. A hon about cotton one day. It didn't say government in competing with the black market. But Miss black market be more price. And you know be about cotton go to amount unless a government a price in the BT black market then. And some amount for about beton amount. But we buy it. The why and say you have to pass through the government. And all the gold move turning in now. It comes to that gold board no. So to be a Toma no so no Kotoma. And Sika where your friends the Bank of Ghana they are man.
And we are and I say Tomo and Owa Kotono. Okotona na just Okotona trada and I say Okoton you in your own faso.
When a good board
good board no. So Okoton your own faso.
So no I call this Bank of Ghana. And or the to good.
Or the to good no. And to good na say Okoton. Are you not supposed to make a profit? And I say Okoton and I say Okoton strada.
Gold board don't sell gold. Gold board don't sell gold. Omo to gold Scano Magic Bank of Ghana or now Mudi to gold no. Right? Omo tia Scano equivalent omo tia gold ma Bank of Ghana.
You're sure the gold board on Tongue Gold because we heard it somewhere. The gold board they buy and they also sell it. They buy it and they also sell Omampeni.
No. Gold board don't sell gold. Gold board no Scano Makoji or Bank of Ghana no. Omu the gold na bia ni tua. Omu tua fiscal cash na omkoji. Omu the gold no ene ma na Bank of Ghana akwa Tongue Gold no.
But how can that be possible? How can that be possible when even now the Bank of Ghana and Nankasan is even shifting the whole gold staff on the BBA Ama gold board because of person watching the gold purchasing in BBA no. So then who is going to sell the gold? Is it not the gold board itself? Because the Bank of Ghana and auto gold auction away from
arrangement they are fine. But what I'm saying to you,
but you need to find out because gold board no auto gold na also exports in the
No, say anything a gold board and surplus because Sanse Utia Sikano Wakakoji or Bank of Ghana.
Na surplus no there no enya faso. Mebo na surplus no there enya faso. What me email no wadaroma.
Send it to enya surplus no.
Na surplus no is not an faso. Surplus no enya faso.
I sent to enya faso.
And me bisa surplus no enya faso ana.
And I'm a true say a faso.
But I am faso. Some agents say the company doesn't make profits, and yet it's not a profit-making company. So what's a make a faso? Then which is which?
In the beginning, that wasn't the idea. Someone by making profit. The beginning idea is say every go there beton and I say Obiba Tobiano and
every go there beton. Why never beton go do no?
And you know Galamsey for no gold dealers no. Instead of telling foreigners na never to gold in the economy. Right? Or say Obia Obeton gold and now Obeto gold biano. You have to pass through the gold board.
So what does gold board do?
The gold in na bad gold board hono.
Eba no no omodi eden.
Eba ho ase o makodiska o Bank of Ghana. And they are to gold. It is so mutia Bank of Ghana ka.
Okay, into gold omodi be eden.
I'm the way they say.
And it's or to gold no, and as omo gold in the fee. Galamsey for no say na wo kana. No omo diska e wo Bank of Ghana. Nti gold no gold board here then.
No makoji o Bank of Ghana or no. So mutia ka equivalent
of
the gold.
Yeah, fine. So what do they do with the gold? So the gold that comes into their possession, what do they do with it?
And I'm trying to say, a gold no nom di tua Bank of Ghana for ka. Enye physical cash no makoji o Bank of Ghana or.
Okay, so they give the gold. Okay, so what you mean say? What you mean say they exchange the gold back to your friend say Bank of Ghana. So the gold goes to the gold goes to Bank of Ghana. Is that what you mean?
That exactly.
Okay.
Oh, not Bank of Ghana, not Kwakoton Gold, international market.
Oh, Mampeni, you are saying that Bank of Ghana goes to sell it, but me, what I know is that the gold board also does some. But anyway, we will cross check it.
Obviously, gold may be better gold board for because Medoka say 10,000. Now my blow equivalent of gold 10,000. Some of you can a big never catch any now. Surplus to me.
Mamenda was na memfa will be fufu. So thank you very much for your great submission over there. Inti Mampeni Densu no Dabano. What I believe strongly in there, you know, a good board no. Mampenom then someone maybe sano. Now I should crack, but Medanasi for this submission anyway. Medanasi for this submission. What's happened? Me found and Timpocho bet me afraid a direct call on the mobile. I don't know what's up. I'm not able to pick it. Me pick on also WhatsApp call and see most my afraid often mobile. No, yeah. So that's it. We're talking about the good board losses and the profits. Bruhaha. We're also talking about ECG privatization, whereby PUW is saying that they will not allow you to be sold. What do you make of that? And obviously, we've also been talking about prophecy in our politics today. Is God confused about who leads in all that? But Pochowani, who's in the Frefi?
Hello, Roya.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you, sir.
Yeah, this is Nini.
Oh, Nini, good to hear your voice.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Yeah.
Oh, many happy returns. I hope you enjoy your Christmas and New Year anyway.
Too much.
Wow.
Too much. It was fantastic.
I'll be surprised if not too much. because your government is in power, so
beyond too much.
Beyond too much. Yeah, I know your government is in power, so it should be nice.
So, yeah. And let me go to ECG.
Great.
To be privatized.
Great.
Yeah. I agree. If ECG is going to be privatized, that would be okay. Because look, the workers in these institutions are not serious. Yes, they relax because it's for the government. Whether he goes to work or he doesn't go, he'll be paid. He or she will be paid. When it's a little bit rain, they're not going.
You not go to work.
To do their duties, they don't perform. It's like a water company. You will build a house. They will come and install the water. They will never bring you a bill. And they sit in the offices doing practically nothing. All these two, water company and ECG, should go to private.
So don't you think the problem is our mentality with the fact that, this one is government's work? We are not adapting the private man's mindset, towards work. And don't you think that is the cause of all this problem we're having?
Roya, when it goes to private, sit down home and don't come. Because the money that you're going to generate is that money they're going to use.
So the thing is that this is a canker. It has been from 1957. They've taken it to a government business where they are Benjuma, and that's a problem. What can we do to shift to motivate people to think like the private man, to help the government businesses to flourish? Oh, so as a nation, that is what I think that we need to. I don't know the kind of medicine we can peg ourselves with.
The medicine is private. The only medicine is to privatize it. That's it. Because
but the consequences are also there. If it is given to a private man, it will boost and all that, which by people's perception idea, the private man will do it better. But I think that the consequence is something we must also look at.
Because look, we've this since 19 something you called about, it has been there for a very long time, and nothing is going good. Nothing is going good. So they have to, when you go to a private company, they'll see how you see the difference. I'm telling you, I see Ghana Water and Company. That is, they sit down in the office. They don't do it. Even the bills for them to prepare and bring it to a new house, they don't do it.
So Mr. Nini. If the problem is with people's mentality and their abysmal attitude towards work, then why don't you change all of them? Then rather employ, private people. Private people as in private staff to do the work, but government will take the control. It will remain state property. But, the staff will rather be, and if we employ people from outside to come and do it, then Ghanaian people will sit up. What do you make of that?
I agree with you. It's another form of changing the
fine tuning our minds.
I agree with you.
Yeah, because we can't do somebody's. I mean, a private man's work successfully on time at work. I mean, you go extra mile when it comes to a private man's work. But when it's a government work, we are like a district. I mean, towards it, we feel that it's terrible. It's terrible, but it is what it is. So I think that if it should be sold or not,
change of attitude and mentality. The law have to be enforced in all the institutions. If you do this, you'll be sacked. If you do that, so when your friend is sacked, he did the same thing. You're going to do the same thing. You think about it, and you're not going to do it. It means revolution have taken place in your minds. You're not going to do it again. That is the only thing. They have to make sure that the revolution, the law is enforced in all the institutions. Rules and regulations to be followed. That's it.
I'm sure that our views and opinions will really help make informed decision by the powers that be. So it's good we are talking about it. When you say if you think that they should sell it, that's when they will sell it. But if you say they shouldn't, I think that they will take consideration from what you say. So whatever we say here, they are also listening to it. We can move on. Oh yes, yeah. So what do you make of the good board issues and what we discussed?
You know what? I listened to Sami Demfi. Everything that this guy said, the young man, I call him my son, Sami Demfi, my son. Everything that he come to explain, bro, is perfect. Look, this IMF.
It is perfect. It is perfect when we are having some kind of inconsistencies in. I mean, personally, when I am having, because I don't know how some others see it, but personally, I also see some inconsistencies. Because one time he says that the thing is not a profit-making organization, but another time he says that it is making even surpluses, of that. And I don't get it. And he hasn't also. I've not seen any transparency in any way where he has even acknowledged at all. Perhaps there was even a loss somewhere. Because nobody can say that you will run a business and you will not incur a dime of loss. Do you think that could be possible?
You see, it's only 1 year, even less than 1 year.
Yeah, less than 1 year, about
So
8 months. Yeah,
If the graph is a linear graph and it's not exponential graph, let us see. Probably there's going to be an exponential graph along the line. But as of now, it said we haven't made any loss. So we assume that it's linear graph. You understand?
Okay.
But when it comes to along the line within the year, probably there's going to be up and downs. But the problem is.
But it's your son. Do you think he's being transparent enough to the people of Ghana?
He's been very, very transparent. I'm telling you, because he brought everything to show to the public that this is what happens. This is what happens. This is what happens. And what Oman Payne was saying, I agree with him. Look, they're gonna go. They give it to the Bank of Ghana. So the Bank of Ghana is doing the trading. So when he say he is not making profit, it's 100% true. He is not making profit.
But you are making surpluses. You are making a conservative surpluses. So I don't know if it is the English that we don't understand, or I don't know if it's a wording problem, because profit and surpluses. To me, especially if you bring it to a local dialect, we see when you just say no.
But you know what? You just take time and listen to the content.
I've taken time. I've listened to. That's why my concerns I've shared with you. That I don't get it, because if you are not making profits, then you should rather check the communications. Because if you say that you are not making profits, but in another time you are saying that you're making surpluses. Is that not? It's not. And then we even establish a company, an entity, not to make profit. So what's the purpose of the entity? What is the purpose? What is it meant for?
We find it out. We're going to sort it out. The reason why he said that. I'll bring it.
I leave it to you then. I leave it to you. I leave it to you, Nini. Thank you very much.
Let me tell Ghanaians about this IMF. IMF, they are very dangerous. When your economy starts to grow, they become very jealous. They don't want it.
Oh, you think so?
They always want to suffer.
Mr. Nini,
to impose some laws on you.
Mr. Nini, please hold on. You think that IMF becomes jealous when an economy is booming? Are you sure?
They don't want it. They don't, especially the third world.
Can you say that through to their eyes, into their eyes, or to their face, that they are jealous?
Look, we get gold reserve. They don't want it. They say,
Are you sure?
Even the gold reserve will not be. It will not help our economy. America is having a gold reserve. Britain is having a gold to support their.
No, Mr. Dine, I think that saying that they are jealous about an economy booming, I think it's not the best we can tell IMF. So maybe we can use a better word.
Okay, I'm angry with IMF.
You can be annoyed with them, fine. But if you say they are jealous, I mean, why would they decide that an entity trying to help stabilize world economy, they will be jealous when an economy is booming? I don't think it sounds.
They are very dangerous. I'm telling you.
Okay, anyway, that's your opinion. You entitled to your opinion.
And the prophecy is going on in Ghana. Please, we have to be very careful with them. They are political prophets. That's it. Yeah. So let's leave them.
So you think Ghanaians should take them seriously?
No. We're not taking them serious anymore.
Anyway, thank you very much for your great submission. All right, Mr. Nini, thank you very much for bringing yours as well. So that's it. Ghanaians cannot take them for serious. That's what Mr. Nini is also sharing. Yeah, because I believe that God is not somebody who has multiple voices. And Ghana for the especially yen a Christopher or the yeah. I mean, call my next caller and I mentioned the motor for ways 870. Pocho, what's in the baby free?
Royal.
Yes, sir.
Ujam.
Oh, Ujam Akwaba.
Yo, happy New Year, Royal.
Oh, many happy returns. Yanko Point Shop. Now, me did the Ubrain and we need the Okodo.
Alright. Now, two issues.
Okay.
Now, you British Telecom, right?
Okay.
And I want British Airways.
Yeah.
Right? And I want British Gas. Right?
Yeah.
These names were British. Okay?
Exactly.
They were public government sectors.
Yeah.
Running this energy and water and all these British rail. And there was inefficiency in the system. Like we are having in Ghana now. If I get touch a buyer, and then he privatized it. He said, look, everybody can do that type of work.
Okay.
Into and then there were British Telecom BT. The same thing with British Gas. And there were other energy
sectors. Providers, okay.
Because at that time, it was only those ones. Because the government, there was inefficiency. People were not doing the work well. The Margaret Thatcher time, he nationalized them and then brought in privatization as well. You compete with them. That has radicalized the system now.
But did they continue to remain, I mean, UK and other British owners, or it was totally taken from the...
Or the one who called stock exchange.
Okay.
In the British Telecom, and yet government, the DBM. People have bought shares in them. They are on the stock market. Who call it now for share? Then you become a shareholder in that company. You become an owner of it. That's where we have got to in Ghana. Unless we do that,
I see.
There.
Matu asepa na chede obanda so na chede yeni GD bia wo government team yeni GD bi ye GD no government team no chede okofom na afis yeni GD wo government workers team.
Not government work, but the system wasn't working.
And I said the system, and it is the people within the system that make the system work. If the system is failing, it means that the people are not, being up to task. Until the man.
So the same. People now started doing their work well. But latest, Labour right? They want to renationalize some of the railways because railways are to be private. But they are having issues, so he wants to bring them back to national.
Okay.
So that's where Ghana have got to now.
Okay.
Water, electricity, they have to look at it. They have to be privatized.
Okay.
Privatized. There are two ways you can do it.
Okay. What's what you're trying to know?
The one I gave to you is you let them go to the stock market and then people you release the ownership to individuals.
Okay.
That's one way. But the other one to just give it to one private man and monopoly
okay.
So
okay.
So like you give all these, the manufacturer, and that will lead to the same thing. That will lead to job losses. but we want to be competitive. So they should just give private people the chance.
The chance.
Or we can have private-public partnership
Okay.
arrangement.
Honestly, no, so is a good idea. Yeah.
And you see a good idea.
Okay, but that's it. I'm sure the motivation for be
I want to talk about Donald Trump.
The main one. Okay, 30 seconds.
They
Trying.
did the same. We are the same thing to Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah, but I know you're indirect. No.
Okay.
Kotokanu time, they infiltrated the army indirectly, but when they are direct, how can you go and arrest some president and then go and try in your country?
And see, I want to know, Mr. Mbisa, there, where is the defense minister? Where is the military?
Look, Royal.
Yeah.
Venezuela cannot fight America.
Yeah, I know, but at least there should be some intervention. No, but we've not, in the reports, we didn't hear anything like any intervention from the military. You know.
A few people were injured. But
Internet just said this is an attack.
It is an attack. But the people can't rebut.
No, but don't you think that if power lies, in the hands of the people, the Venezuelans have not been really phosphorus about this that much. So what do you make of that? Don't you think they agree with what is happening due to the circumstance involved?
Do you think that Venezuela can stand America in terms of now?
No, my matter say they might not in terms of military.
Them to take the president away.
But then the people could have a reason to make their voice heard about this. But we've not heard anything so far from Venezuelans themselves.
Demonstration. That's the news now.
Okay.
So
okay, then I think it's current stamina. Okay. Mpocho mati de usutumina. Afin komotu yemedase pa so medase. Na damanoti yenkupo nshiro papa de usu etumina edo de by onche bia ebeyewi. Na memhwe de motuma fa we so 241 Mpocho akwaba. Mpocho the WhatsApp and say oh yeah you can call the WhatsApp and then I can try you on WhatsApp as well. Mun try WhatsApp no. Yeah. All right. 241 Mpocho akwabo.
Ayo, Majudo.
Oh, Auntie Martha.
Auntie Martha. Senior youth.
Senior youth. Wow. Yes. No answer my cry.
Anyway.
Mpocho minim. Cheda kacha.
Good God now welcome answer me. Baby, I mean you pa the way Sammy Jefi or dressing.
Okay.
I said new gold suit. Nefe jewel so gunu kon oja so here.
Asmanta da mazi no ye AI o nti di AI chira. Oba dada o.
Then the AI no why as a pa.
AI ne the deception ni nkaka odo bado no nya agro.
Very good. What imagine me kasa da kwam koma ne sister ne nuaba.
Okay.
Na me di na drena Ghana for woman or your quantum no majaba back. Any man,
Debbie.
as an American there, Gordon, no soup or sufo, and a way goldsmith, or in smell for better when I also for a goldsmith.
John and Nipanol, I abokosa mensa na go di jumatina dena in the good no one madonna Malton. Yet they wash there what one young local industry. I mean, nothing is showing there. Yeah, you be industrialized in good sector no. Whereby I buy in product, finished products now. But I'm done and you're quite butcher cotton. On and be muliche mudo in can can't no. Equal sooner no can na mensa was all kinds of manner. Then I your goldsmith na there. What your chains do? I mean, they were putting the gold into finished goods. But in the non-said them. Yeah, madonna ya the airton. Just because you're so dollar no, which is also not good on creative jobs, on my self-reliance, and when our money sustainable development. So, no, nimpa no so na adwene okyerɛ. Ai.
Na man so ma adwene dey. In Gold Coast terminal.
Yeah.
The whole Ghana. In smafo ye nyimpa bi we are almost independent.
Okay.
You don't depend on government. You don't depend on any job. We are interested to be our
na good body sansemi antimate pocho report na azan some orba badona e interview na den e we dey cheaper ma samije mfe okeka na den we dey cheaper
mpata mama otama ma ekasa ya anti
oh me ade bi so chima adwuna will make a point into ade bi chima adwuna mpede ma ya betwe adwun sido nti ya me bisa obibi
yo mate mesima wesi ya wadress samije mfe me dey na re no
because then mpede me bisa there I mean ni clarification now obey since IMF about to go there we make loss of 240 million no clarification now or making mema or ya mentasing another inconsistency be or chima adwena me ma che nti na compare me be said there wo so etie ya na woni dan
I'm ready start
oh no antima temperature me so be nkomo no obeye ne da obeye dompo te de intasi beba na da bu angla me pede me kono nti na me twa adwen si bi do
yo me da sipi am put me in a right track.
Thank you. That's it.
Now IMF, everybody can there. I'm sure you have before you had no way. We can have our own mind. Like I can IMF, for that, but they are losing. Obaka Papa Mawa. Also, ma debi ababu no mumpona ma oya medaw. Ya me wa boy and then is aso. Also, you see handren. Can capon. Then you see handling. Now, me tell you in those days ago, Kosovo. In Hanarame and what dig gold, you know. What ye jewelry. Until I what chance you hope. And which pa you don't depend on weapon, I'll go school like a schoolmaster. Mamma carried them government school for we government school where you are but the green and what occasion goes me.
Antimata Botoya, I ready to wrap up on my
Mamma wrap up.
Wrap up.
Only the golden. I'm a rat McCann. One school of Kwame University. One way a goldsmith how to make jewelry and bra.
Okay.
Now, has jewelry, yeah, jewelry. Now, Professor one black better. Then my work Dubai, walk to jewelry, Robertano. Say, yeah, the man, our gold in the Humber and Faso. Forget about America for you want what to come. And you want to say abroad for what 200 more and 19 sisters.
But Kwame Nkrumah, according to Nanu Buka, where you know, one should be bad American funa, what to know. Also could be also I
don't know, no, do I do Boko. And you book a watch.
Oh, no, then check. Mimda also the ABL like a fact, but man also welcome when I book Muna made some the channel because our chunk of our wood to no one America Fumbia ones in the womb. And all day, yeah, careful so now in too many uncle fast and down Brad American.
It's a back and the question circle clump come.
Banta question circle no American, I know American.
Honestly, tell what you bet being in pedal. That's an ambitious question were her there. There be a baby in Andrea there. Watching that no other boy Adam and Eve. Name be someone there. One quote Eve in Genesis 1:27-28. Also, God called them men and women and blessed them.
Okay.
And bless them. Look at the people that he blessed them. So I can't really that.
Antimata, Mammy, you one top of my mind. Time into
and remember, no tough there. One man goes meeting. One year, my years, and I had Ancassa, young hands go smitten. Young produce houses, young sell to the world. What began, what better. You don't need any foreign exchange. You don't need this. We have the raw material in Ghana and we can make it. I'm talking like Kwame Nkrumah sister. We made it before in Gold Coast time. You can make it now. Forget about the IMF here, IMF. I want to know woman.
Medasi. They also wanted to woman. God bless us all. God bless us all.
Back to black.
Antimata, Medasi, aye. Medasi, and the BCAD, the BCAD, Yakoyenim. Na Imbrasu, there or there, yeah, yet.
highlifeng.com.
Ebusafunti hana menyimulisi DJ DS wa bantino na ya trend obaba na wa baba yin anitino wa baba do no chere ye de agro lisi haya me fa na sebio again me fa ma the my executive producers Mr. Van Dyke medana sepa station manager programs manager medana se mother tech on security for so ase ENG Andy man for the man so na Unity Link my Duchess Limited Sendwave Marable Evans one dana wadaba ena Duchess kitchen pub na Friday light for ina madam ina ase the man me na say na credit to subama hotdigital.com myjoyonline.com ghanaweb.com modern Ghana for all my news items. Yami boy be saying share you at the flip side of time. Remember, life does not give you what you want, but it gives you what you work out for. You may want it all, it might not be possible, but since it is not possible, Mpocho, in everything, let us know that we came into the world not for anything but for a respected name. On this note, once again, my name is Roya. Make sure you'll be on the flip side of time. Macro. Bye-bye.
Success music. Why not our garden? John Mr. J. This is for my ladies in the house. And man, I'm a hustle to see the dollar bill. Me pamocho, me my baby, I'm a how. Umpeduma doesn't matter how you feel. Yeah, this is the strength of a woman. Ain't nobody better than the boss chick. All the ladies who they fight for the moolah. Who they will want nobody for touch. Cause she know the phone quick. Self-made. Who try to tell her she be well paid. That boy, she looking for help, mate. Cause she know the